Okay, so welcome to our team call tonight. It is Tuesday, May 20th, and tonight we're going to talk about inviting. So, inviting 101. And I feel like this is kind of a tricky topic because everybody does things a little bit differently. But I just kind of compiled some things that I do, and then I know some other coaches do, because I think this is something that everybody struggles with on some level. Whether, like they just get stuck in the invitation process. So we're going to kind of just break it down a little bit. So we're going to talk about how to invite, who to invite, how often to invite, what works and what doesn't, and then who to watch. So hopefully you guys will get some good info. I know for some of you guys, this is probably like you've already seen this a bazillion times, but I feel like you can always learn something new. So it doesn't hurt to go over something that you've already learned, but this is kind of just what I do. So how to invite. So when you're posting on Facebook, you should be thinking, so in your 3 to 5 posts a day, obviously those 3 to 5 posts should be a well-rounded version of you. So when a stranger goes to your page and they see your page, they should kind of get like a snapshot of who you are as a person, what you like, so your interests. In those 3 to 5 posts a day, you don't, oh, Nicole, you don't have to be inviting in every single post, like join my challenge group, but I would say you want to be talking about something Beachbody related in at least 1 to 2 posts a day. So whether that be like your accountability picture from your workout, talking about a funny assignment we had in a challenge group, talking about Beachbody without being spammy. So your posts should speak to your niche, your target audience. So obviously, like when I'm doing a recruiting post for coaching, I want to speak to the moms usually because that's my niche. Obviously not, everyone on our team is a mom and has kids, but we have other common interests possibly, whether that be like hair and makeup and fashion, or just, healthy eating and wanting to get in shape. I mean, you don't have to only have moms in your challenge group, or only have, moms on your team or whatever. Your niche is just kind of like, you want to be a little bit more specific than just saying like, hey, everyone out there, join my challenge group, and hey, everyone out there, join my team. So you want to be specific enough in your posts that the people that you're talking to will relate to what you're saying. So you always want to include a call to action. So when you're doing like a post about your challenge group, you want to always have a call to action. So either like or comment this post if you're interested, or apply here and include your link to apply for your challenge group or your like coaching group. But always have a call to action, because if you're just talking about a challenge group and people don't know what challenge groups are, and they don't know if they're interested, but they don't know what they're supposed to do, they don't know if they go to you, or if they go to a website, or some people are kind of dumb, which just sounds mean, but it's like you gotta like put it and break it down for them, like make it easy. So like today I did a post about I just asked, who has a Beachbody program sitting on their shelf collecting dust? Please like or comment this post if this applies to you. So just something that simple, so that, they don't have to really think about it. They can just click like. But you want to always have a call to action in most of your posts, even if they're not like about challenge groups or recruiting or coaching. You want to include a call to action. Make it eye-catching. So 90, I would say like not maybe almost 100% of the posts that have photos, eye-catching photos attached to them are the ones that get more interaction. So especially if it's a recruiting post, or especially if it's a challenge group post, include a photo, like your before and after, other people's before and afters, just a cute picture of you. Make a graphic, go on PicMonkey and, create something cute, make it personal. Maybe include a little bit of the information that you want them to know in the photo. But whatever you're doing, include pictures, because in almost all your posts, your posts literally, the ones that have pictures get way more interaction. I've seen this from personal experience. You want to change your posts up. So if you're posting about a challenge group, you don't want to be like serious. It's 30 days. You have to have Shakeology. You have to have a Beachbody program, and you have to be committed, and you have to be like, you don't want it to be super serious every single time. Not that serious is not good. You want it to be serious because you want people to be serious about wanting, and being committed. But you want to kind of just vary your posts so that they're different, so that people don't expect that every single time they go to your page, they're going to like expect that it's going to be a serious post. So, sorry. So just, change it up. If you do a serious one, then the next time make it lighthearted. If you're doing, like more of a heartfelt post, then the next time, just make it, I don't know, you just want to change it up. You don't want to keep people guessing. You don't want to always post the exact same thing every single time you're recruiting or you're looking for challengers. Use other coaches' posts as inspiration. Do not copy and paste. I have seen people do this and it's rude. Don't do it. You don't want to be that person that like doesn't come up with any raw material, or any original content from themselves. They just go to other people's pages and copy and paste like their posts and use them. Like, don't do that. Especially because, you guys all know that when you're really trying to come up with a really heartfelt, like, post that's inspirational, or that just is telling a story that's, it takes time to like write it out and put emotion into it. And it's offensive when somebody just comes to your page and jacks your post without your permission and uses it. So please don't do it. It's just not cool. And then keep a running file of ideas for future reviews. So I have a huge file on my phone, which is partially why I had to get a new phone, because my phone was so full. So Pinterest is really great for coming up with like really, cute graphics, or quotes, or I can screenshot from my computer to, like if I see a picture or a post that I love, I'll screenshot it and save it in a file. And then when I'm needing inspiration, you can go back to that file and pull up, kind of go through those posts and then use it as inspiration and create your own post around the ones that, you saved that you liked. So that helps me a lot. Okay, so who to invite? Obviously, if you don't know what your niche is, you need to figure that out first. Like I said, your niche doesn't have to be like, I don't know, single women that are 18 to 21 years old that have blonde hair and blue eyes and have 20 pounds to lose. They don't have to be like that specific, but you need to kind of figure out like what your general, age group of women that, or men, or whatever your niche is. It could be men, I don't know. Figure out what your niche is, and because that's how you're going to formulate your posts when you're talking to people. So the next tip is, when you're posting, you're going to word your post as if you were talking to yourself. Because who do we want to recruit? We basically want to recruit ourselves, right? You want to have people like you on your team because that's who you relate with. That's who you connect to. So what would draw you in? What drew you in to joining my team? What was it that you felt connected to me, with? So use those things as when you're writing your posts out. Who are you talking to? What kind of emotional response do you want them to feel? Keep that in mind, because if you want it to be like a funny post, then you want to make it lighthearted and keep it, and maybe not give out a ton of information. If you want it to be really, heartfelt and emotional because you're telling your story, you want to talk to the people that are really going to feel that like, twinge. There was a post that I did, I don't even know, a long time ago, way back in like probably August. It was like one of my first recruiting posts, and I honestly didn't even plan it out. It just kind of like, I was like, okay, I need to probably start recruiting coaches. And I just started like typing, and I just kind of like let it flow and from my heart. And I basically was talking to other moms that, that would connect with me, that like, when I talked about how, I was devastated thinking about having to go back to work after being home for a year, and that how could I think about going back to work when Emmy was my whole entire world, and how I would never be able to find someone that I trusted enough to take care of her, and nobody would take care of her as good as I take care of her. And just those like feelings and those fears of like how, I knew that I had to make this work. And I actually got a huge response from that post because and it was all moms, because they all had kids, and every single mom has had that feeling at, one time or another. So when you're posting, think about those kinds of emotional responses that you want to give and you want people to really feel. You don't want to just post like, hey, you should join this coaching thing with me. I mean, every now and then something funny and silly like that is totally fine. But you want people that are serious, because you want them to know like what a life-changing opportunity this is. This is a life-changing opportunity. There are people that you guys have seen within this company that's completely blown, our minds at the potential of what you can do. So don't underestimate like what you're putting out there. Like, this is an amazing company, an amazing opportunity. So you want to take it seriously, but also not so serious that people are like, wow, she's so serious, and keep it lighthearted. So if you get no new customers, if you have no interest, obviously you want to invite your previous challengers, always, your friends, your family, and you're totally welcome. And I actually encourage collaborating with other coaches, either within, our small team or within the Bombshell Dynasty. I mean, a lot of times, I've actually found some really, really good friends who I talk to on a daily basis that I've never met, all because we ran some challenge groups together, and they've become some of my closest friends. So, we have a lot of really amazing people on our team. So that's always an option, and always like keep that in the back of your mind. Sometimes it's really good just because it helps give you like new like ideas, just different things that you haven't thought of. And so I'm actually like getting a lot of inspiration from working with Becca, my success partner, because she's really creative, and so it really has helped kind of get my creative juices flowing. So always think, use that as an option, that you guys can always work together and collaborate and just pass ideas around, and um, do it together. So that's helped me a lot. Okay, so how often do you need to be inviting? Corporate suggests that you invite until you have 2 new people join your group each week. So if you are starting a challenge group at the beginning of the month, that means the month prior, you are inviting enough so that you have 2 new people per week. If you break that down, that's a lot of people, because the amount of people that you're actually going to like filter through and that are actually going to say yes and actually commit and actually buy to get 2 each week, that's a lot of people. So guess what? That's a lot of inviting. I am guilty of not inviting enough. I am very aware of that, something I'm really trying to work on. And so you need to think, you need to break it down, how many people, what your goals are for the month, and set your number of invitations around those goals. So if you're trying to hit Success Club 10, that means you got to, sell 5 challenge packs. So that's at least 1 a week. So you need to talk to, I don't even know, maybe 10 people per week, 8 people per week to get that 1. If your goal is Success Club 5, which all of you it should be at least 5. You need to keep inviting all month until you have at least Success Club 5. And I would say don't stop at Success Club 5, keep going, but that needs to be the benchmark, that you will have at least 2 people every single month, or 3 people, I guess, every single month. Well, or 2. Maybe you sold 2 challenge packs and somebody already had a program and they just wanted Shakeology. I don't know. So honestly, that's one area that I am weak in and I'm working on. I'm getting really, really tapped out on Facebook. So I can probably invite all day long and still not do very well on Facebook because my network is getting very tapped out. So for me, that means I need to focus on YouTube because I have not, I have a very huge, vast network of people there. And I need to start focusing on Instagram, and I need to get a blog up. So that's what I'm working on right now, because I know that I'm not going to just be able to draw from Facebook forever. So keep that in mind. Rotate the types of invitations you post so they don't sound spammy. Don't post, if you're posting the same post and it's worded very similar in every single post, people are just going to scroll past you, and you don't want that to happen. So keep things interesting and exciting and different. They don't necessarily have to be join my challenge group, but it could be something kind of like, they don't realize that it's an invitation, but it is the way that it's worded. Maybe it's just showing your current progress pictures or talking about the results that people are getting in your current challenge group, and just saying, I have space in my next group, message me if you have questions or whatever. It doesn't have to be like a really, what's the word I'm looking for? Like obvious invitation. But also keep in mind, posting something that's just like a quote and it's like, challenge groups rock, that is not an invitation. Those do not count. So your invitations also, they don't necessarily have to be, I personally like to post an invitation on Facebook, get interest from that, and then personally message those people that showed interest. I don't like to go and just message people because that just feels weird and uncomfortable to me. So I only message people that have shown interest first. And then also, if, like, let's say I don't get a lot of, bites from my post, I'll go back through my messages from maybe like 6 months ago and reignite a conversation with somebody that was interested that didn't buy at the time for whatever reason, and just, say, hey, I was thinking about you and how are you? If we were talking about, them getting married or just something going on in their life, like I'll, just ask them, like, whatever, just generate a conversation with those people again. So I do that, every, like, maybe once a month or once every other month. I go through all those messages. And you'll be surprised how many people actually showed interest, but how many actually bought. So there's a lot of people that you could probably still go through and talk to. And then also that video that I posted, maybe not, I don't know if everyone saw it, but in the Push a Diamond group, the video about inviting, where she talks about the topics from the GoPro book about key phrases to use. I think that's really helpful. So if you guys have not read GoPro, I would highly, highly, highly recommend it. It's pretty cheap to buy on Amazon, like $6 or $7. But that was a really, really good book and super easy read. It was pretty quick. I think I read it in like 2 days or something, 2 or 3 days. It was like really fast, but lots and lots and lots of good information. I need to go back and kind of highlight and, you know, bookmark pages so that I can go back and, you know, see that really good concrete stuff, and use it. Hold on, let me grab a drink of water. Okay, so what works and what doesn't? This is what works from my personal experience. Telling a story. Sharing your personal experience with challenge groups or with coaching is a big one. Progress photos. You see that in all caps? Progress photos. Big deal. That is probably my biggest seller. Progress photos. I know they're embarrassing. I know they're not fun, but you'll find that when you get to your goal weight, or when you get to, you know, just a place where you're really comfortable and happy with your body, you'll go back into your photos and find like the worst photo you can find of yourself, like, so that you can use it as a before photo. I have pictures I would have been like, there's no way I would have ever allowed them to surface off my computer or from my sister's phones or my mom's phone, that I never wanted, you know, anyone to see. That now I'm like, hey, can you find any really embarrassing pictures of me when I was fat and send them to me so that I can use them so that my pictures, my before and after pictures, look more dramatic. So don't delete those pictures. And if you guys don't feel like they are good enough or whatever, send them to me and I will tell you and I'll be honest. But I'm telling you, progress photos work. They work. They work like magic. People want to see the before and the after and the drama of it. So that works well. Keeping it light and funny or making it emotional and heartfelt. Those things work well, because you're connecting with people. You're connecting with people's sense of humor. People see that you have a sense of humor, or you're connecting with their heart and their emotions. So that's what I have found that works. What does not work is, here's my link. Buy a challenge pack. Join my group. And that's all it says. You know, join my group. Here's the link. Like that, nobody wants to do that. What is the group? What am I joining? What am I buying? What am I doing? Those are the questions that people are going to have. Like I've seen some other coaches do it and maybe it works for them personally, but I don't think it works. You need to talk to them. You need to explain. You need to ask them questions. You need to connect with them. And just by selling them a challenge pack, and getting them in your group where they have no idea what the expectations are going to be of them, they have no idea that what Shakeology is. They have no idea that they are supposed to check in daily and that other people are going to see, you know, pictures and videos of them. Like, you need to talk to them. So posting your link doesn't work. Sounding desperate doesn't work. I don't need to go into that because you guys all know. Not posting often enough, that doesn't work either. Because if you're not inviting, if you are not actively inviting on a daily basis, whether that be posting on Facebook or Instagram or talking to people at Target or whatever, using your wear and share, not inviting enough doesn't work. Because if you're not inviting people, you're not going to have the group in the first place. So you need to be talking to people. You need to be posting often. You need to be posting on a variety of topics. You need to be posting at the high traffic times during the day. You need to be returning messages. You need to be interacting with people. All of those things are intertwined with your challenge groups. The months that I totally have slacked, my challenge groups have sucked. So the months that my mental, like, I'm not in the right place mentally, I'm not doing my personal development, I'm not staying on top of my workouts, I'm eating crap, I'm eating cookie dough and junk food, I don't have good challenge groups because my head's not in the game. So, you basically, if you guys are sharing your story honestly sharing your struggles, showing that you're real people, showing that you're busy and that you make it work, people will connect with those things way more than they will with just, saying, join my group. We're starting on this day and you should join it. Really sharing and being personal with people and being vulnerable. That's a big, big part of this business. You guys all have a unique story. Every single one of you has something different that they can offer to their niche. So don't be afraid to tap into that vulnerability and use it as a strength. It is not a weakness. It is a strength. And knowing that you guys all have something unique to offer people. I'm sure most of you guys saw my post a few days ago. Brittany and I can laugh about this. That I literally I was on fire. I was just like, and maybe some of you guys don't know, but we had someone leave our group because she didn't want to commit to working out and she decided it wasn't for her. But the option that she chose to go with, was just not a healthy option. And it just really made me reconnect with why I'm doing this, because this is a better way. We have a better way. And knowing that there's so much competition out there, but it's all crap. Like, we have the goods. We have the magic secret. And people need it. So we need to be talking about it. And we need to be sharing it, We need to not be afraid to be vulnerable and put it out there that we're real people and we have real struggles, and if I can do it, so can you. I mean, you guys all know my crazy kid. She's nuts. I don't sleep. My husband's never home. I like to eat junk food all the time. And I swear, if I can do it, then anybody can do it. Like, I'm not kidding you. I like to eat chocolate chips at night and it's just not good. So I'm real. But I share that with people and I think people connect with that because I don't ever claim to be perfect. I don't like eating clean. I want to eat Doritos and chocolate chip cookies all day long. So being real with people is what works. Okay, so who to watch? I'm going to just say this one more time. Do not copy and paste. It's not cool. Unless you give them credit, but I always, if I'm going to use someone's post like almost verbatim, I will always message them and just say, oh my gosh, that post that you did a few days ago was so brilliant. Do you mind if I use it and credit you? Or do you mind if I reword it and use it, as one of my posts? And I've never had someone tell me no. It's actually flattering and awesome when somebody commends you and gets gets it when you have a really good post. It's like, makes you feel good. So don't be those people, please. You guys are all smarter than that. And unless you really honestly can't reword it. There was one post my friend Angela Delicati did, and it was literally so genius. I was like, I can't even reword this because it's so perfect. I don't want to ruin it. But I messaged her and I was just like, and I just, we just chatted about it and I was just like, it was so genius. I just didn't even want to tarnish it by changing the words because it was so perfect. And she was just like, oh my gosh, yeah, of course. I don't care. You don't have to credit me. Just, that's totally fine. Because you have to think, your networks aren't really going to cross that much. So, but I've also had the reverse happen where I had a really good researched, awesome post, and then I saw other people copy and pasting it, and that was not cool. That kind of made me upset. So please don't copy and paste. I know you guys are all smarter than that. I'm not saying that any of you guys have done that. I don't think I've ever seen any of you guys do that, but just for future reference, don't do that. It's not cool. These are the people that I like to screenshot and save posts from. Obviously Lindsay Matway, Lindsay Stay, Brigida, Shay Stanford, Brittany. Brittany and Lindsay are probably my top people. They're both just good. They just put good stuff out there. Katie Hefner, Scotty, and Miguel. And they can be posts just like anything. They don't necessarily have to be like recruiting or challenge groups or anything like that. Just any kind of post that like gave me inspiration and you know, made me excited. So I saved those. So that's it. So I'm gonna stop sharing and I'll stop recording.